Yo, 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 pop a 40 and check your rollies. It's crime time. Rest in peace, Shaq Gaspard. I feel like I've been saying rest in peace a lot to just weird things that have happened. And I don't know, it's like you become so numb to it now that you can't approach it like with your friends. Like, I've said it out loud because it's just a fact of life. Like, I'm sorry if it depresses you, but that's just a thing. Like, it's just a thing. But it shouldn't be in certain cases, and what a segue that's not scripted. Let's talk about Breonna Taylor. All right, so okay. Guys pretty much weren't charged for anything. Of course, that wasn't going to work, so people took to the streets. Things got a little messy. Shit happened. It's not so much the aftermath that bothers me. It's the reaction I have to how people view this situation. So I wasn't born, or maybe I was. That's how young I was when the OJ verdict came out. But I heard that was very divisive. Rodney King, that was very divisive. I don't know. It feels like we keep ending up at divisive moments, triggered by the same thing over and over and over again. And somehow you've convinced me that it's not real enough to happen. I don't get it. I don't. It's. Yo, remember when Jared Kushner said that it was great that the NBA players had the financial means to take the night off? Yo, that bothered me. Because it's like, that's how y'all really view us. Shut up and dribble. Like, you view this case, you view this Breonna Taylor case, from such a, it could never be me, so I'm just going to talk about what I think I know. Bro, at the end of the day, you know for a fact, through the same thing that you've said out your mouth, police raided a house and killed 2 people. And you care more about being correct about some of the details of the story, but the ending never changes. I'll tell you what. I'll side with you for a second, and then I'm going to prove you wrong. Let's say the case isn't racially motivated. Let's say it's not. Let's agree there. Centrist mode. No. But if it's not racially motivated, then why is the stigma already being put that criminals get what they deserve? Think about it. Who are you talking about? Who are you Oh, there we go. There's where I'm going to get angry. Who are you addressing when you say criminals get what they deserve? Water. ASMR. Who are you addressing when you're talking about this? What do you go with if you don't believe this is just a tragic case? It's a tragedy, but it's not a cause that Black Lives Matter should be fighting for. I thought we do tragedies in America like Remembrance Days. Oh, they gave her a law. Yeah, bro. And then, do you even want to follow the law? You literally say every day, okay, if somebody come into my house, I'm going to shoot them. Bro, that's one of the greatest things I've heard about this all day. All right, detail number 1. We're going to talk about this whole, the police announced themselves. Yo, I could walk up to your door and be like, sorry. Yo, it's the police. I announced myself. I could do that. What if I was listening to music? Yo, I've always had that fear, bro, that the police would be looking for somebody and they come past me or something and they think I'm with him because I gotta run because they coming after me and I'm just standing there scared. I don't want them to What if I wasn't hearing because I was listening to music and the shit just happened behind me? Like, people cannot hear people announced at the door. And people say, yo, people said, yo, like, what if it was like your grandpa or something? They said some dumb shit, like just some weird twisted, what if that was his grandpa and grandma, like, coming in the door? And we was like, wouldn't that be Oh, Twitter is weird, bro. Y'all are weird. Y'all think of things so objectively, and it pains me to say, like, this generation is so not split on this, and it's the older generation that's just holding on. And I don't get why. Like, what do you stand to gain here? Like, you're gonna lose your. How can you be so selfish? Is that what we're gonna turn into? Like, we're gonna be like, oh, we fought so hard for all of this stuff, and now are we gonna turn into that? I don't want to turn into that. I don't want to become a group of people who live on Earth who feel that way towards one another. That doesn't make sense to me. How you view this case can have all the details that you want right, but yet you just won't blame both parties. I'm confused. Like, at the end of the day, there was so many different ways you could have approached that. They was going to come out for work. They was going to come out for breakfast. Could have had a sting operation, pulled them in handcuffs. What happened to come out with your hands up? What happened to that? Oh, that's gone now. That's over. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. That's insane, bro. That's how y'all think of things. Like little tiny factoid bubbles that you get stuck in and you don't know how to get out of to feel anything. And you don't see how that's hatred. Oh, why are they protesting? It wasn't anything. Like, people are dying for reasons that are just honestly bullshit. Like, okay, if you watch this video and you've ever smoked weed and somehow you think Breonna Taylor is at fault here, go to hell. If you've ever done any drug in your life and you think Breonna Taylor, this was her fault or her boyfriend's fault, go to hell. Like, your drug dealers would do the exact same thing. But they actually deal drugs. These two didn't. You know that for a fact. You know there were no drugs found on the scene. So whatever was going on there wasn't happening. Like, that was... You agree... You've said that out loud and still say, you stick onto this beautiful thing. Oh, he shouldn't have fired. They were ready to fire. Like, do you think the raid was just them going in and then when they heard the gunshot, everybody's inventories popped up? Like, come on. Come on. You know this is clear cut. I heard somebody busting down my door. I'm a legal gun owner. What's up? Like, that's the whole purpose of it. Let's ban no-knock warrants. They can still bust in. They just have to knock now. Like, believe you how you don't see that. Oh, they banned no-knock warrants. Yeah, in that city. Was that a fucking mandate? Was that a fucking worldwide mandate? Is that a worldwide ban? Or is every place doing it now? Or do you only know it in that one city? Wow, that one city passed the law. They passed Breonna's law. Like, everybody's going to update their law books to say they can't do that. Oh, the news didn't get to us soon enough. Like, it's so easy, bro. It's so easy. And y'all fall for it. And that's what makes me sad. That's the depressing part. I have no water left. That's the sad part. That's the fucking sad part. Is that y'all have zero empathy and then you defend your zero empathy. You say, I'm not racist. That's okay. You do perpetuate racism into a system, though. Because if you have 20 ideas that are all great about how black people are and hold that one judgment against you, you're going to find yourself in that one judgment zone. When that one judgment zone clicks in, everything you've ever felt negative about somebody is going to come out to you. And you're going to wonder why you get hated. Why are my opinions getting bashed? It's not because it's a different way of viewing. It's because it's an outdated way of viewing. That's it. Like, that's it. I know it's a generational shift way too quick because the internet gave us this kind of like conformity where we all kind of leveled our ideas together. But racist people got on the internet too, man. Those Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, those were real. Like, look at, like, that's breaking your heart. Like, those Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were real. It got a little bit better in more recent ones because people stopped. Now it's occasional. Look at the generational shift. That's between two games. Well, like 5, but you know what I mean. Goddamn Call of Duty fanboys gonna be all up in my shit like, oh, he got it wrong. Like, I don't care. I suck at the game. But yo, yeah. Yeah, Breonna Taylor. May she rest in peace. I'm tired of having to say that. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't count these people in my personal COVID body toll. I don't count anymore. Okay. I don't count anymore. Sorry. I'm just that number fucking massive, bro. And I'm afraid my dad gonna be next. Yo, that's one of the big things I'm like pressured to think about. Is like that time is coming for him. The longer he goes out, the more chance I feel like I might survive it. I believe I will not, but I really feel like it's just a matter of time with the way people are. Like, he's going out and he's going out and he's going to be like, well, we got to get on. I got to work. And I'm like, damn, I wish I was in a better financial position to help you. I wish I like had a private place for you to be in a very small town, you know. But nope, we got to live in Manhattan. Got to live in rent control because, you know, I have a really big goal that I want to accomplish, and I can't hear stories like this anymore. I can't hear about somebody's child dying and it becoming a national debate. Like, was it okay or not? Like, yeah, death is all right in these circumstances. Like, all lives matter. Like, you prove that it doesn't because it's all lives that you care about. And that's the distinction. You know how you say Black Lives Matter should have a distinction? All lives matter should have a distinction. Black Lives Matter is saying Black Lives Matter also, or also, you know, we count in your populace. All lives matter should have the distinction of saying all lives matter that I believe matter. Because you can exclude certain people, but then say, I like the people as a whole, it's just these few. And that gives you way greater power because you can be directly racist. You don't. I'm not racist on Facebook, but I damn sure say the N-word with my friends when I type around. And then, like, it gets back to me. So, yeah, this is at someone, but whoo, daddy, we're not going to try no drama. Your core as whatever you identify with on the political or humane scale. Your righteousness here is not deserved. Do not analyze this like, oh my God, it's a case that like doesn't fuel the narrative. People are in pain. They are just moving every time they see injustice. If you somehow disagree with that for any reason other than you just don't see it, then why are you also not out there? Because you keep saying by this is fueling their narrative, you keep saying these are reasons why these people think that this should happen. And what do you want them to do? Sit on the... I need fucking water, man. Okay, we're gonna edit. We're gonna do an edit. Okay, ready? That shit's corny. Anyway, No, I got the water, and I just got madder, and I just got madder. It's like I have to explain being a good human to people. Like, join the good fight against the establishment. Like, they're just hurting people, choosing to hurt people. And somehow you think this is like, oh, the left just want everybody to live happily and peacefully and not be driven by the capitalistic dream. Fucking hell, bro. Like, how do you like dystopian novels so much, you fucking fanboys, but then don't see the shit coming right in your face? Like, yo, you can choose to ignore these things because you are white or white passing, and you know that's the side with the power, and you don't even feel like you're acting like it, but you say it in the way you reject reality. News flash here, buddy. I don't know how to break you out of the cult, but I'm gonna give you this as a message. There is nobody serving us in the government right now that truly, truly care about us except for a few select individuals. Few select individuals that could get shot or killed for supporting people like us. You know it's true, you've seen it happen, you feel like the governments always have conspiracies on you. There is just this. The threat is to hurt you. You say there's a divide, but what do you have to offer? Stability? A chance at things going back to normal? What do you want to go back to? Why doesn't this feel good to you? Change. I'm not your enemy. You're making me your enemy. You believe fiction. I almost said nonfiction. Oh shit. You believe fiction as nonfiction. That's the line. That's the line. The one thing I have written here. Got the little sticky note thingy for the Windows 10. Anyway, Breonna Taylor. You see what that does to a person? Like, that's what that does to a person. It makes them feel like that. It makes them feel like, what if that happens to me? Y'all gonna dig up my past? What do you want to know? What do you want to know? There's nothing to know. See? Clear. All clear. No record. So when they do it to me, say something happened here with my dad and something go off, I gotta call. Who am I calling? Police? Why not fire department? They can restrain him. They're not trained to kill him. FDNY people, EMS. But I don't want the police. See, I don't want the police. Because what if that happens? Y'all gonna dig up his past? Y'all gonna make him out to be like, see, I know we're clean. And that's what bothers me, is that I could be that story. I don't want to relate to stories like that. Children are relating to stories like that. Other human beings are relating to stories like that. It gets personal. It always gets personal. And you don't think it's personal because you're that far detached from it. That is psychotic. You cannot be that detached from an injustice to say, oh, it was okay because of these circumstances, now stop rioting. See, you have an explanation. You guys are doing this for nothing. Does the explanation bring back the person? Is it supposed to lessen the hurt? So at what point do you get the clean-cut murder that you want? Oh, sometimes it's bad, but sometimes it's not. And I don't get when it's not for you. Does that make sense to you? I had to slow that down because I'm sometimes afraid of speaking too fast. You don't get it when I speak too fast. What about this person makes you think that anything that happened that night was worthy of her dying? Was there anything that could have been done differently? How would you have approached that situation so nobody died? That's a question you refuse to answer. But it's not that bad. Yeah, the police need reform, but I'm not talking about defunding them completely. Nobody is. You just don't know what it means because you don't take the time. And that's okay. I get that information is new and very hard to process. A lot of people don't know how to use computers. A lot of people get on Facebook for the first time and their girlfriends, they're all 50 something and they're all sharing like weird ass memes about like, haha, Joe Biden eats roaches. Like, we're talking about a mixture of two cultures fighting over the independence of the freedom of thought that these things are bad because it makes them look bad. Oh, they want to take all the, like, oh, crime is coming in, like, yo, crime is coming in the form of low rent housing. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, people get chopped up in expensive ass woods, yo. Yo, crime is rampant. I mean, like, if you have 10 people all in one building, the odds of one robbing the others are very high. What I mean is you could have 10 people in one apartment. If I see $5 on your table, I'm probably going to take it because you're not going to know who it is. If you have 10 people in 10 houses, 10 acres apart, it's very hard for them to interact with one another. So the low rent housing isn't bringing crime. You're just not addressing the systemic issues that live inside there. So who are the type of people that live inside there that are not the people in the 10 houses spaced out 10 acres? Because that costs money and you got to upkeep the land and you got to do a lot. Like, do you see where I'm going with how you can drill in a narrative against a group of people without ever having to actually say the thing? So when little cracks in the system like this case come to light, they always do this thing to ramp it up so that way they can point it back in our direction, saying that our actions are too much to handle, and they're trying to walk you through that step by step because that's how they control and remain in power. Because even if you vote them out, they still sit there and say, aren't you guys ready for a real, like, you're on that side. Yes, it sounds familiar. I know you're trying to picture it, and I'm scared that you just don't see it until it gets to that point. That's the choke point. When do you let it become the thing you hate the most? When is enough enough? When is enough enough, and when does Breonna Taylor have justice? When do you want it? How do you want it? Do you think she got enough? Do you think it was fair? Oh, in a court of law, they got proven innocent. Like, you watch The Devil's Advocate. Like, you know how you've watched lawyer shows before. You know that shit be happening that get it wrong. Like, how is Law and Order SVU so popular, but we're really sitting behind real courts? Like, based on a true story, man. Come on. That's why that show, based on a true story, son. Y'all be feeling for them characters so much. When that shit happen in real life, you don't give a fuck. That's crazy. My final message to you. Do not think this can't get worse. But I implore you, if it hits a point where you just recognize the signs of something bad, and I mean truthfully bad, when it finally gets to the point where it's like you have to confront a family member on how you feel about how they are, And that nervous tension in your throat, like it's like that thing you have to say. I want you to think about it like if you were engaged and you were getting ready to break the engagement because you didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. You didn't like marriage. You know that painstaking feeling of being, or of two people saying no at the altar? Have you ever felt that? But you know the weight of it, right? This is what you're communicating to the black and minority communities. There's a reason why white people are marching with us. Yes, some of them are really using it for just like clout. Like, fuck, really? But there are a lot of honest people out there who want things to change because of this. And they're in positions of power to make those things change. I know that that sounds foreign and crazy and wild to you. But I promise you, if you just give me this chance, I need for you to believe with us that it is bad. Because when it gets bad, there's no coming back. There's no coming back from that. And I don't want to be split on a side where I can't trust you, because we're back to that. You understand social dynamics. You know what's coming. I'm not saying join us or die. I'm saying think about the cause. Think about the reasons. Think about what's being asked and really hear it out. I get that there's another person telling you another thing. But I promise you, if this were not real, everyone wouldn't be feeling it right now. Across the world, and you know that. You know that. You know that across the world. But you don't feel it here. Because here is the land of the free, but over there it's like some other story. Like, you know it's happening everywhere. So the world is feeling this. Please, please don't stand in the way of that. Please do not stand in the way of that. It will not be a destruction of what you know. I'm not, oh God, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing. I'm just saying, yeah, please don't slip. That is a dangerous road. And I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here. Please just stop, yo. Just stop. Like, oh, there's so much lying going on, and it's like so obvious, and it pains me. It's like I want to talk more about it. But I don't want to envelop myself in the idea that like you're justifying police like breaking down a door and some dude just like shot at him. Like, what's up? And he's like, we should just shot at the cops. You think the cops was gonna shoot at him? Like, what was he supposed to do? He was just supposed to chill in his bed, sit there, lay down. Like, what was he supposed to do, bro? What would that have changed? They would be alive today if it wasn't for her. Oh, her ex was peddling drugs. Oh, this, that, and other. I already gave you the whole bullshit. If you've ever had a drug dealer in your life, if you've ever smoked or done any drugs, you're a fucking hypocrite. Which you are. Because you literally have bought from people who are in that situation. And you would dead feel bad if it was your homie that got locked up or got shot for that. Like, you would feel that. You would feel that. You'd be like, damn. Don't tell me you wouldn't. But you live in your country clubs, you live in your backwater swamps, you just don't listen. You don't fucking listen. And it pains me because I got some people on my Facebook that do that shit all the fucking time. I'm sorry, but I think that if you don't believe in the injustice done to Breonna Taylor in the verdict of those cases, I deplore you to please look deeper into it. I deplore you to have an ounce of empathy. I cannot. Please love.